What's up everybody, Super Dirksman here, and I just wanted to do a random little video just for the heck of it. I posted on Instagram a few days ago about my old cars and how I ran Carfaxes on them, and so I wanted to share that whole little story and add some more details for those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, and you should if you don't for whatever reason. But anyway, so actually I'll give credit where credit is due. Doug DeMuro, who posted an article on Jalopnik last week, ran Carfaxes, or I think he did some other thing like an auto check on his cars, same basic thing. So basically I was like, you know, I should do the same thing for my cars, because I saved all my VIN numbers. That's the thing, is you have to save your VIN numbers, and if you save them, then you can, you know, go and run these Carfaxes on them and see the history and see what happened to all the cars in your past. And so I decided to run the Carfaxes on all of my old cars, and those of you that have been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that I taught in my BRZ weekly updates. I actually talked about my first car, and you know, those of you that were watching the videos for years know about the legacy I used to have. So we'll start though with my first car, which was a car that was given to me, a hand-me-down kind of from my family, and that is a 1997 Subaru Impreza Outback Sport. And so basically it was one of those first crossovers before the crossover was a thing. It was, you know, a wagon that had some more aggressive body cladding on it, was lifted up an inch or two, and gave it a rugged off-road inspired look. And so anyway, it was handed down to me. My dad bought it brand new in 1997, and you know, we had it in the family all those years. In that time, it went through two accidents. One that I was in personally, where it was a hit and run. We were broadsided, and the guy just took off in reverse and kind of sped away. And so, I mean, the car protected us. You know, it kept us all safe. And it was a really good car. And I mean, we kept it till 106,000 miles, and that's whenever I traded it in. Before I traded it in, I had it for about 6 or 9 months and did some modifications to it, like any 16-year-old would to his first car. And the taste may be questionable now, but I put an STI seat in it, and carbon fiber hood scoops and vents, and a big exhaust in the back that sounded pretty good, but you know, kind of pushed the boundaries of good taste. But then again, this was 2006, 2007, back whenever the whole Fast and Furious scene was a little bit more acceptable than it is today. And so anyway, it was a really good car. You know, it never left us stranded. It was always reliable, and so it was really good, even despite all the abuse of two accidents. And so anyway, I ran the Carfax on that car, and kind of a sad story. And so the first thing is, since we traded in, we of course were the original owners. It went through 5 more owners over the 7 or 8 years of the car's life. And so it was just, you know, changing hands almost every year. And there wasn't really any maintenance records kept of it, except we traded in with 106,000 miles. It had 188 whenever the next odometer reading was reported, and that was at like a Pep Boys that had an oil change locally, so I knew the car was still local. And then just this March, you know, 2 months ago, it said that there was a salvage title issued and then a junk title issued. So I'm not sure if someone wrecked it and then it was just junked, or if the motor just blew and it was issued a salvage and a junk title at the same time. So that's kind of sad, because it means it's now just rotting away somewhere in you know, some kind of junkyard, and totally killed my hopes and dreams of one day finding it again and buying it and restoring it maybe back to, you know, what it was, you know. And you know, I mean, I miss it a little bit here and there, but it was an automatic, which I really wanted a manual and stuff, and obviously I wanted to upgrade cars to something faster. It was just 137 horsepower, but it was fun for what it was. But it's kind of sad to hear that it had a, you know, I mean, it lasted a long time after we got rid of it, but you know, it's just sad that it's not still living on, because I see a lot of those out and about still. They still run forever as long as you keep up with the body, because they like to rust. But so anyway, that was the first car. And so the second car, actually, I didn't have to run a Carfax on, because thankfully I follow the owner on Instagram. He's a very cool guy. I sold it privately to him, and he took the car to Connecticut, and then he eventually moved it to Florida. And so the car, actually, it's really sweet. The Legacy GT Spec B that I had, you know, it was number 371 out of 500. So very limited production. That car I really do miss still, and I kind of regret selling it. But you know, it is what it is. Hindsight's 2020, but it's gone to a great owner. The guy actually put an upgraded turbo on it, so it's way sweeter than it ever was when I had it. Otherwise, though, he hasn't really messed with it. It still looks really good. He has some lowering springs on it and the bigger turbo, but otherwise, it's still immaculate. He takes really good care of it, and is living out the rest of its life here in sunny Florida. So that's about as best as you can hope for selling a car to someone. So I'm glad the car is living a great life down there. And so that's that car. The other car that everyone I'm sure is very interested in is the BRZ. That's the other one that I did run a Carfax on because I don't know the owner. I think I reached out to him once on Facebook or something. He didn't seem too interested in talking to me. Didn't care about the car's history on YouTube. Didn't really care about, you know, who I was or anything. Not that it's anything that it's that big of a deal, but it probably is one of the most viewed BRZs on the internet. But anyway, so I ran a Carfax on the BRZ, and it looks like it's being taken care of well. The only record, though, I mean, I sold the car about a year ago now, and the only record that was listed on Carfax for it is that it had an oil change, I think, last month. And so hopefully that's not the first oil change since he's had the car, but it looks like he's only put about 6,000 or 7,000 miles on it since he bought it a year ago. So, you know, I racked up miles ridiculously fast. Being a 2013 model, I traded in last year with 34,000 miles on it roughly, and so now it's up to, I think, about 38,000, 39,000, somewhere in that vicinity. So I'm assuming it's being taken care of well. At least it's getting oil changes, and it's very low mileage. So you know, obviously he's either treating it as a weekend car or just a nice day kind of car, or he just doesn't drive a lot. But I can only speculate because I don't have any details. But so at least that's good. I was worried that the BRZ might end up have gotten wrecked or something, but thankfully it's all in one piece and still running well and being preserved well, I think. So so that's it as far as that goes. The Mini I didn't bother running a Carfax on because personally, you know, the Mini was a fun car when it worked well, but once I lost confidence in it, I kind of stopped caring about it. It was just kind of like, it's whatever. They're, you know, it's a 50-50 shot with Minis. Some people have good luck with them. Other people, like myself, have terrible luck with them, and they're nothing but problems. And so it's a shame because that was a fun car, but I did not run a Carfax on that. So, but a little update for those of you that were wondering where my old cars are and whatever happened to them. There's a nice little update for you, and so yeah, just wanted to do that quick video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care.